W's and L's, the weekly recap show where we give a dub to the things that we do like and the L's to the things that we don't. Who wants to go first?
Fatality. Me. I haven't gone first in several weeks.
I'll say it's been a while.
Assert my dominance.
Okay.
And in that case, motherfuckers.
All right. First L I got is going out to my dear old fellow Michigan fans. I have to talk to y'all because in this way, we are getting very Buckeye Twitterish. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
What, ungrateful? Unruly?
Ungrateful, short-sighted.
Arrogant a little bit at some level.
A little bit of arrogance. Just lacking in perspective. Let me paint a picture for you.
Not all Buckeye Twitter is like that, by the way.
Yeah, let me paint a picture for you here. Last year, Michigan won a whopping total of two fucking games. You know what those two games were? They were Rutgers and Minnesota. First time we had a losing season in the Harbaugh era. It's probably the first losing season in at least 10 years. Let's see. Wisconsin stomped a mud hole in our ass. So did Penn State. Indiana beat us by 2 scores. They beat us pretty handily. Sparty walked in with a first-time head coach and a team that was less talented than Columbus Beechcroft. And they got a dub in the big house.
Yo, dog, the disrespect is amazing.
All of that shit happened last year. All of it. It all happened. Matter of fact, this may only be the second time in the Harbaugh era that they've started off 4-0. So to have that kind of season, to have the kind of lows that we've had in at least my time of being a Michigan fan, and look in the face of 4-0 and ranked 14th nationally, 1-0 in the Big Ten, sitting prettier than any other team not named Penn State or Iowa. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're probably sitting on equal footing with those two teams. And criticize to the length that they criticize. Let me give it to you. Like, I think that, well, first of all, they were bad in the passing game, at least in the second half. First half, they looked great. 8 of 11, 150 yards. Everything was clicking in the first half. Second half, Rutgers made adjustments. Michigan did not. Now, to me, that just says, hey, you know what? Michigan played a shitty half of football. They played a shitty half of football. They did just enough to win the game. And that's good. That's good enough for this week. We need to be better next week. Sensible. Reasonable. Understanding. None of that shit applied to Michigan Twitter this weekend after we had a 20-13 win over Rutgers. It was like you would have thought that we just won a scrimmage with a high school team because they forfeited. Is the way that people talk about this shit. So it's like,
niggas ain't never happy.
No, you're not. They're not going to be happy unless we have a quarterback that throws for 4,000 yards. We go to the playoffs and win the national championship. That would, assuming that we win the Big Ten championship. And then, oh, by the way, we got to have a Heisman winner and we got to beat every team by 50. Like, I didn't watch Clemson 2 years ago go to a national championship skirting every fucking team that they played. Every goddamn team, playoffs included. Every team they played was a close matchup. Every single one. This is our first of the season. Y'all need to calm down. Y'all need to calm the fuck
pipe down.
Just because we had a bad passing half against Rutgers does not mean that we are then going to come out against Wisconsin. Hold on. First of all, can you even sit up here and tell me definitively that Wisconsin is better than Rutgers right now? Sitting at 1-2?
Nope.
Can you tell me right now that Wisconsin is better than Rutgers? How do you know that Rutgers not going to be one of the 3 best Big Ten teams that we play out of the East this year?
It's still possible.
It's very possible. They're playing like it now.
Mm-hmm. This is a Rutgers team that we have never seen. Ever.
And I'm not trying to build them up as world beaters. Like, they didn't do anything extravagant. I felt like we gave up a lot of yards in between the red zones, and then we bowled up and we didn't give up points. That was if you want to give a knock to the defense, that would be it. But it's just like, You would think we lost the game. You would honestly think we lost the game. That shit needs to stop. Dial it back. We will continue to develop. It's the 4th game of the season. I don't expect Cade McNamara to be as good right now, or excuse me, at the end of this season that he is right now. Let them play. And as long as we're winning games,
It don't matter.
don't be mad at wins, man. That is the most ass backwards thing I've ever seen. You can criticize. We can talk about what we need to do better. We can be frustrated at moments. But don't treat wins like losses. A win is never a loss. I don't care who it's to or by how many points. A win is a win.
I think that a majority of that comes from people who aren't aware that Rutgers is actually doing decent this year.
They see a name and they just expect points.
Yeah. Yep.
Marvel is currently being sued by the estates of the creators for Spider-Man, Iron Man, a few other titles. So, some months back, I brought up a story about how the original creators of Predator were suing to get the rights back, the original rights back. Copyright law only puts it at like 50, 60 years, and then it could go back to the original owners. So they have filed their paperwork to try to gain the possession of the properties back, ownership of the properties back. Disney has countersued preemptively before the rights even run out. I think it's like next year or something like that, to try to keep them to stay home. And I think this is interesting because I think we talked about this a little bit as well with Stan Lee, and some of the disputes that he had with Marvel and some of the treatment that a lot of the, creators of a lot of these titles go through. Stan Lee's estate is one of the ones that are being countersued. Let's see, the Dyko estate, that's the creator of Spider-Man, I believe. All of them are coming back for their just due. I feel like a lot of people just expect this to go the route of, Disney pays them off, keeps the characters. And I don't know. To me, the most advantageous way to go about it is a partnership. But here's the thing. They don't want that anymore because look how that's working out with Sony. Like, they would pay anything to have the full rights to Spider-Man back. So I'm giving them an L just because instead of being in the more cooperative interest of, hey, let's work this out maybe in deliberation, or, let's try to do this behind closed doors and see what kind of agreement we can come to, they just went straight to litigation, which I think is pretty much on brand with how they're handling all of their more controversial legal matters these days over there since Chappelle took over. It'll be interesting. It's a very shrewd move. It doesn't make them look good PR-wise to be trying to
take it to court.
I mean, I guess they did sell it in good faith, but that doesn't exclude the law, right? The law is the law. So you trying to, potentially skirt compensating these people for these properties again, which the law says you may have to. It doesn't look great. Yeah. Coming off the heels of the whole Scarlett Johansson thing too, just doesn't look great. Especially when you got a name like Stan Lee in the mix.
Right.
Tulsi Gabbard is getting an L from me as well. Yeah, man, this is like the blast from the past.
I was just about to say, that's nuts how we just talked about Yang and now we're
with
talking
the
about
primary candidates from 2020.
And you mentioned Cory Booker.
Yep. Every fucking body.
Can we get a Marianne Williamson for one?
Shout out to Marianne Williamson. She the realest one out the group.
Realest. Already know.
So Tulsi Gabbard has gone full blown Republican. I know, people were kind of holding out hope. Maybe, she's not running for Senate again. So, maybe she'll try to do another presidential run. If she does, she would definitely be a Republican candidate.
Not a shot.
Because the flip that she has made in some of her rhetoric is, it's rhetoric, excuse me. It's not completely out of character because you even seen her saying some of this shit back then. But now she's just completely off the rails. She was on Fox News And she was recently on Fox News talking about a couple of things. She was talking about the Haitian immigrant crisis and also pulling out of Afghanistan. Mm-hmm. And so the first thing that kind of caught me off guard, first one of her comments, is she was talking about drone strikes and the use of drone strikes and how they are the more humane way of fighting war.
Okay.
I was like, damn, that sounds like it's straight out of Raytheon pamphlet, because if you know anything about WikiLeaks, it seems like 9 out of the 10 times you guys hit civilians and don't even hit the fucking person.
Right.
Seems like there have been more dead civilians in the Middle East than enemy combatants over the last 15, 20 years. So it seems like just dropping a bomb out of the sky at a location that someone might be, according to intel, is probably not the best way to kill. Mm-hmm. Probably not. Also, she accused Democrats of having open borders because of the Haitian crisis, which is an age-old trope. It's bullshit. The Democrats don't believe in immigration reform any more than y'all do. It's all a fucking gambit. Stop feeding me bullshit. So screw Tulsi Gabbard. I wanted to spend a little time on this one. It's my only dub of the week. Gave it to Daniel Craig. So he just wrapped up filming one of the last Bond movie, or I think they wrapped up filming it long ago, but he's doing press for it now. Mm-hmm. And he talked a little bit about the controversy that was around this movie initially when it was announced that there was going to be a black female lead in the movie. That's what it announced. Everybody else took it as James Bond is a black woman now. Yep. He has some interesting comments that I feel like people flamed him for, but I share the sentiment almost exactly. I'm not sure what his motivations were, but the words he was saying was valid. What he said is that there shouldn't be a woman James Bond. Shouldn't. Because there should be roles in Hollywood created for black women already. There shouldn't be this idea of
replacing.
Not even just replacing, acknowledgement by substitution.
There you go. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, we'll acknowledge you by giving you this role, this mantle, this throne that a white character has traditionally donned and made popular,
and make it a
for
black
validation,
version.
right? For a stamp.
And this is very similar to the argument that we had about the black Clark Kent.
Exactly. Yeah, it's almost identical to what we were saying there, because it's like, why is it that we always have to settle for being the second iteration of something?
The black version of whatever, instead of just being the version.
That's our, elevation. That's our spotlight, is being the black version of someone else. So I 1000% agree with his sentiment, and I agree. Like, first of all, the fact that it was even announced that sister was going to be in that movie, and so many people caught outrage as if they were going to retell the story, and now there's no more James Bond. It's just a black woman. It's like, y'all okay.
Grow up.
Okay, so James Bond, first of all, he's a secret agent, right? He's a governmental agent. The name James Bond is an alias. Mm-hmm. He is the agent 007. Mm-hmm. So James Bond can exist in a movie while someone else is 007. Mm-hmm. Didn't say James Bond was going to be a black woman. Just said the agent 007 is going to be black. So the fact that they even lost their minds about it lets you know where we're at in terms of gaining these roles, because studios are scared of that shit. As stupid as it is, they're scared of it. And so they take these pea-brain thoughts towards black content and they generalize it. That's not going to work well here. She won't work well in this position. That movie won't play well under this genre. It won't place well, it won't sell well. They generalize it based off the stupid ideas that people on the internet have. Mm-hmm. And that's why we end up with more substitution than actual roles being created for black women, for black men, for Hispanic women, for Hispanic women, for men, for Asian women. They're not interested in going the original route. That's it for me. That's it.
And I see, Josh, you got some stuff I was gonna do, but something told me that you were gonna do that, so I decided to go with some other stuff.
The hell was JJDD?
Literally.
Talk about it. I know two of them are not. So
nah, if I'm thinking correctly, like I've been thinking and saying, then yeah.
Okay.
Stay the fuck off my page and stop trying to hack me, dog. Stay out of my damn notepad.
There's only one thing I can honestly say, maybe.
We'll find out.
All right.
But let me cook right quick. First L, only L. Got to go back home with this one to New York, specifically the Bronx. The Bronx is in a food desert damn near. And there's different vendors. I don't know if you guys have ever been to New York or have seen New York. There's usually vendors that are on the street that sell fresh produce, fruit, vegetables, and all that shit in the community, you know what I'm saying, for reasonable prices. Get people right. New York Sanitation has decided to kick down and destroy one of these people's stands because of a licensing concern about certifications that weren't approved yet. Literally thousands of dollars of fresh produce just getting dumped away, and I'm just like, fam.
This is the type of stupid bass awkward shit that we do in this country. You got hungry people in every fucking city around in this country, and you're throwing away food because of ordinances and technicalities.
Because of a piece of paper that says, yeah, I could do this for how many hours or how many days. It's bullshit. It's insensitive. It's disgusting. Really broke my heart to see that shit. I'm not sure if there's a GoFundMe. I think there was a GoFundMe. I'm not sure. I'll check for it, post it if necessary. But y'all got to do better. I'm tired of saying we when it's them. Y'all got to do better.
It's always in the worst neighborhoods too.
Yeah.
It's never in the suburbs.
Never.
Or never in rural areas.
Never in them rural areas where them people selling fucking moonshine on the side of the road. Them little shits selling lemonade and them nasty ass cookies. It's cool there, but you come to the block, it's a problem. Fuck y'all. Next, we'll take it into positive land. Give a dub out to Nas. He was given the key to the city this week in Queens. And September 23rd is Nas Day in Queens.
Shout out to Nasir.
This is what, his birthday?
I believe so. And my last dub goes to, Nick Cannon. For a couple different reasons. Most recently, a story surfaced about him helping Kehlani when she left this group from way back in the day. I think, I don't know if she was in college, whatever the situation was. She dropped out of the group, but she was still trying to pursue her music career. So Nick Cannon reached out, got her an apartment out there in Cali, got her a car, and made sure she was straight. And apparently this is just a thing that he just does for people he gets in contact with. So whenever these stories surface, there's 5 more people saying, okay, he did that for me too. So for all the people that be hating on Nicholas Cannon, hey man.
I was about to say, Nick Cannon can do everything but rap.
Yeah.
He can do everything but rap.
Well, we'll
hell of an actor, businessman, great host.
Or pull out.
Yeah, he said he don't rap. He said he don't rap. Hey, you fell into it because I was setting it up and you fell into it before I did. You're right. Yeah.
Just throwing that out there.
No, he fell into it.
I like that. Shout out to the Cannons.
Oh, man.
And that's all I
got
have.
out and fell back in 7 more times.
Yikes.
That's all
That's
I got.
it?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Well,
you're welcome.
Let me go. Bro, I don't know which one I took from you.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, anyway, I'll start off with my dub since I only got one. Chappelle has been approved to. Is that the one?
Keep going.
Okay. Chappelle has been approved to go ahead and create a comedy club in Yellow Springs, which is about an hour away from here. So I think that'll probably be a spot I go to.
When is opening night?
That I don't know.
Whenever opening night, we gotta go.
You gotta get some press credentials, yo. Gotta show up.
Something.
That's fine.
Definitely going to a Chappelle comedy club.
Print off some Milers
here. Right. We can make our own. Since niggas is just getting up through these days. That's how it works.
Facts. On to my L's. Okay, so this is one of them.
Go ahead, man.
Okay.
Let you cook my brother.
So I've been watching a show since it started on Netflix called Dear White People.
Okay.
It's been a pretty good show. I haven't seen the movie, which a lot of people say.
Yeah, I've seen the movie. I've never seen the show.
Yeah, I haven't seen the movie.
Yeah, some people say it's good. Some people obviously say it's not good. Whatever. But the show has been decent in its 3-season run before its current 4th season. Okay. Its 4th season decided to make it a musical out of nowhere.
Rubbish.
And the music that they use is not original music. It's like pop, like actual pop songs for some reason. I'm not watching this season. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's so far away from what has made.
You sure it's just not a few episodes that they made a musical, or they actually changed the format?
They changed the whole dynamic. Somebody told me, the whole dynamic is different, but that wasn't one of my major ones. The next one is
3 seasons. That's kind of a hard thing.
Well, this is also supposed to be the final season.
Oh, well, maybe that's why.
Way to ruin a legacy.
Yeah, no, they just ruin basically the whole impact of the show.
Hell, the whole damn purpose of the shit. If you really want to be technical.
So yeah, no, huge.
You gonna fill the Dear White People show with all this pop music?
You know what I mean?
Maybe it's supposed to have a deeper meaning. Look for the deeper meaning.
The clip that I saw was so in the show, the main character who is black has a relationship with a white guy.
Okay.
And the clip that I saw is them singing, I think it was Backstreet Boys to each other.
Was it I Want It That Way?
I can't remember. It was one of those songs. It was just like, what are we doing here?
You are a sick individual.
Listen.
You are a sick individual.
Extremely sick.
Tell me why.
Oh, you know what? Now that I remember it was NSYNC, so that kind of ruins everything. So I think it was Bye Bye Bye, if I'm not mistaken.
That don't make it no better.
Was that NSYNC or Backstreet Boys?
It was NSYNC. You might be here, babe, but it ain't no.
You about to sing it? That ass?
Yo, son, get your mans, B. Get your mans, B.
Go ahead, take my last L, fam. Because that shit was funny.
Okay, so Jordan Clarkson, formerly of Los Angeles Laker fame, and Cleveland Cavalier fame, now plays for the Utah Jazz.
Yep.
And so, obviously that's a pretty cool thing for people in Utah. They got a star that played for several good teams. He was outside of the stadium, I believe, and a reporter decided to ask him, "You ever been to any of the Utah Jazz games?"
Yeah, I've been to a few.
So, did you go to any Jazz games?
Yeah, a lot.
If I could have you spell your first and last name.
Spell it. Jordan Clarkson. JordanClarkson.
And then afterwards, I asked him, can you tell me your name? Can you spell your name? Spelled his name. The reporter did not realize who the fuck that was.
Jesus Christ.
And what upsets me about that the most, he's pretty noticeable because he's covered in fucking tats now.
From his chin to his big toe.
Literally.
It's tatted from his chin to his big toe. Like, you're not mistaking Jordan Clarkson with anyone.
For anybody that works at your local Kroger.
Outside of the stadium.
Would you not think that you would maybe see a basketball player? Jordan Clarkson is 6'4".
6'5", whatever.
He's like 6'4", 6'5". Like, dog, this is not a normal human being. He's 6'5", and he's tatted from his eyebrows to the soles of his feet.
Outside of the stadium in fucking Utah.
That don't look like a basketball player to you? You know what? Maybe let's cut her some bail. Maybe she been covering baseball or hockey too long.
No.
She just,
I can't imagine.
No, you know why I'm not going to cut her some bail? Because
she don't know what a basketball player looks like.
What Negro is willingly hanging out in Utah on a Tuesday afternoon.
If you black in Utah, you hoop.
Bro, if I go to Utah, I play for the Vikings. If I'm in Minnesota, I play for the Vikings, dog.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
I had to correct myself because that was a wrong statement. If you find me in Minnesota, my nigga, wherever the fuck at, I'm playing for the Vikings that day, even if I ain't.
What other pro teams do they have in Utah?
They got Utah University.
BYU?
Pro teams. Shit.
They got fucking BYU out there.
And you got Brigham Young.
That's their pride and joy.
And those are mostly white teams.
Utah State. I don't think they have no more professional teams.
It's a fucking no.
Is there a professional baseball team in Utah?
No. Anybody playing that cold ass
hockey
city?
Team? It's probably a hockey team out there.
I don't think so.
No.
In Utah?
Soccer team.
You don't watch enough hockey to know.
I'm pretty sure there's not a Salt Lake City team or
there is
fucking
real Salt Lake is their soccer team.
Bow. Oh,
soccer team.
Soccer team.
Bow.
Everything else is literally college.
I was about to say he came in clutch.
Oh man.
Yeah,
but yeah, no, that's terrible look. Terrible look.
Do your job, man.
You know what I mean?
Do your fucking Googles.
Facts.
So guaranteed if that when she went back to the station, she probably got fired or demoted. She's doing desk
She
work.
definitely got demoted.
She definitely got flamed.
Like if I'm the manager and I sent you on scene and you ask Jordan Clarkson what Jordan Clarkson is doing in front of the Utah Stadium.
One of the 3 best players on your team? That's pretty bad.
One of 5 Negroes in your town?
It's
the
like
other ones play for the team as well.
If you know anybody, you should have turned around and asked her, how many games do you go to?
Right. Are you
and
aware?
Tell the truth.
Right.
Lie to me if you want to. Who's your favorite player?
Right. Yeah. And don't tell me Donovan.
Right. Name a player that's not Donovan Mitchell on the team. Go.
D-Wade owns the team, right?
she definitely couldn't pick out Rudy Gobert either.
Rudy Gobert probably looked like janitorial staff.
Well, tall as fuck though.
7-foot janitorial staff.
Hey man, you got a dream, dog.
I don't think I could imagine a 7-foot person with a mop in their hand.
One hand in the fuck up their shoe.
Nigga palm in the bucket at the wrench in the station.
Right, he not even dragging it. He holding it. He dipping the mop in here.
Hell no.
Like he painting.
Yeah.
Hey. Where y'all going? Where y'all going? You a legend, bro.
Thanks for watching another Back of the Bus Squad episode. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe.
Want to check out another episode related to this, go ahead and click that video to the left.
And if you want to catch up on some of our other episodes, make sure you click the playlist below.